All right, we live.
Oh, yeah.
And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gym of the Crypto, episode 316. Today is Friday, January 4th. And I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin.
Did I say that right?
And we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish. Yeah, this week flew by as far as New Year starting.
Too fast.
Man, it's already almost 2020.
Between the New Year and the volatility of the market,
yeah,
the stock market, that is. Everybody want to talk about the crypto market. It's the stock market. I read a story this morning that said Dow goes down 300 points as Apple in China or whatever, and then literally 30 minutes later, it's like Dow is up over 565 points as the Fed reassures investors. I'm like,
and there's no
that
manipulation.
is volatility if I've ever heard of it before.
There's no manipulation at all, people. Nothing to see here.
Right. And the difference between their volatility and crypto volatility is that no matter how bad crypto can get, it still can't mess things up right now, you know?
Yeah.
But right now with the traditional market, hey, happy Friday, everybody. We always tell you, things happen on Fridays. We always say, wait until tonight. Tonight is going to go down.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. when you're getting ready to go out to dinner. Wait until you get those new news stories that slide through. What's going on, Shannon? Ghost Akasa. Hey, haven't seen you around a while.
Yeah.
Cornelius. Who else we have? There we go. Ghost say just finished buying their first whole Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Ghost. Yeah.
There we go.
It's always fun.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Cornelius. Jobs are up, though. Yeah, it's always funny. Everybody has to get jobs to get money and stuff, and then wages stay stagnant. The same state wages since the 60s, I think, or 70s, adjusted for inflation. But we got more jobs. Still getting paid, though. But
There we go. All right. For the top story today, proof of keys. Several exchanges said to be failing Bitcoin ownership event. You don't say. Looks like Hit BTC, who we covered the last couple of days, are apparently not the only ones who are failing the proof of keys event today. The event is intended to prove the Bitcoin solvency of each exchange. Basically, it's an audit on the exchanges. Every user is encouraged to withdraw all Bitcoin to private keys that they control. However, according to Trace Mayer and the Proof of Keys events official page, in addition to Hit BTC, several exchanges had issues leading up to or on the day of the event today. So what other exchanges are we looking at that that might not have your Bitcoin?
Oh, yeah. Well, we definitely know Coinbase Pro shut down yesterday.
Oh, call them out. There we go.
So Coinbase Pro.
Listen, they shut down all of a sudden people on this day.
Yeah.
Come on.
And they tried to say it was just we had problems with the trading order book. And
they didn't have that money.
And withdrawals all of a sudden got stopped. And people actually were screenshotting saying it may take 7 to 10 days. Some people were like, we're holding it for further
So Coinbase,
review.
the top of the top. The top of the top doesn't even have all your money.
Oh, yeah. And it was tweeted by them as well as Bitfinex almost at the exact same time that Bitfinex said they had a problem. They were offline for a while, ordered gateways during an upgrade, and they apologized, of course. And they said, thank you for your patience. However, they never really revealed what has happened with Bitfinex, with Coinbase Pro, and, of course, like we said, Hit BTC before. And also, lastly, Purse.io may have had a problem with some withdrawal issues. A user actually reported that they were unable to withdraw. So it's one of those things where if you have a third party that is holding your keys, it is not your Bitcoin. And as you can see, everybody had to all of a sudden have scaling issues, withdrawal issues.
We upgraded. Planned maintenance for the last 3 weeks.
We've been planning this maintenance for forever. So that's one of the small tricky things. I worked in IT. Trust me. If your updates are not already scheduled for a certain time period, then you have a terrible IT team, and they have the money to have good ones. So I'm sure it's just a way to do it.
But see, here's the thing, which is why you talk about the pump and dumps and market manipulation. This is market manipulation.
Yeah.
This is a criminal act, and this is prison time. And I'll tell you why. This isn't all of a sudden, well, servers interrupted and this mistake happened. No, they are literally lying to people using their platform for financial reasons. And not only that, for every other update, every other time service might be interrupted, any of those things that go on, these companies email you ahead of time. They've already done it. They've all done it. They say, hey, we plan on releasing this coin, or this coin is going to be delisted, or we're going to have maintenance going on these periods. There isn't enough users out there to go on the exchanges right now to even cause them to have their service to be disrupted. So there isn't like a network congestion issue or anything going on. There's not enough users right now. Everyone's left the market.
Yeah, everybody's at the crib.
So what we've seen from HitBTC, now Coinbase Pro as well, which is Coinbase in general, because Coinbase Pro is going to have one arm of their company doing it, and then the main one not doing it with the bigger pot of money. Really? There's more money over here, but we're not going to do it here. But we're going to do it with a little pot of no. Coinbase in general, clearly Bitfinex, which we've already known for a while on that one. And then Purse.io. None of these places more than likely have your money in there. I mean,
just being honest with you, they probably operating on float, like Shannon Allen just said. The BTC float, your banks already do it because if we had a proof of fiat event and everybody actually tried to get their money out of the banks, it would actually be way worse because this event, it didn't really.
It's coming up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't really make big waves as far as in the global financial market, but in our community, it was good to see us, people in the community actually test these exchanges, always keep them, honest because. In the fiat market, people don't do that. Banks there, they go to court, they get fined, and nobody goes to jail. The community ourselves, we actually are making sure like these exchanges are solvent, and that over time we may need to do this once a year. Because if you're going, if it becomes a thing where exchanges know from the beginning, hey, we can't. Proof of keys is coming up. We got to make sure we have our stuff in order. That actually makes the industry better. And we did it without regulators. There was no SEC, IRS.
What? We already know which exchanges not to use. That quick. There it is.
ABDC,
Save my tax money too, huh?
Exactly. None of them had to step in and say, hey, you exchanges, we need to do a proof of keys event. No, they didn't have to do that. We do it because, like we've always said, people in our community are actually responsible and actually want to see, crypto exchanges succeed. So
Alpha Robin said the headline we had today said it all. We called it a few months ago. As far as the exchanges, glad he took the time to go through all of it and put it on the ledger. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
For real.
Yeah, you'd be surprised if people don't know that.
Ryan Cooper, welcome. Ryan said, what's going on? Finally caught y'all live. What up, Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome,
What up,
welcome.
Ryan? Oh, yeah.
What's going on, Allison? Alpha Robbins mentioned Poloniex. So it's funny you mentioned Poloniex. We actually, we were thinking about discussing the Circle story today, but we took it off. So I guess we can just breeze over it because it does have to do with this. But Circle today came out with their story that said they have over like $21 billion or $24 billion in over-the-counter trades accounted for this year. For those who don't know, Circle is owned, or excuse me, Poloniex is owned by Circle. So even the comments in this article, the comment section have me rolling. People are like, so you mean all the lost funds from other users who used to use Poloniex, you're just trading it back and forth between your wallets. So, I mean, it could literally be as simple as that. But I don't want to see, I don't believe that Coinbase and Bitfinex, HTC or HitBTC, and some of these other established exchanges are already in hot water right now for the Proof of Keys event. But all of a sudden, Poloniex or Circle, they don't even say Poloniex. They just say Circle, a cryptocurrency firm, which they own Poloniex. They said Circle is responsible for $24 or $21 billion over the counter on the same day this story comes out. So to me, that is them trying to cover up what we already know. And that's Poloniex wasn't even worth mentioning in the conversation of Proof of Keys. And Circle, who owns them, and Goldman Sachs, who owns them, they bought a bad. They're trying their best to
make it look good.
Somebody is getting fired in a few months. When they can't justify that $300 million spend on a exchange, not only is someone getting fired, but they'll be taken off the top 10 list on the Forbes and Fortune magazine.
Oh yeah,
and they'll be calling the gem in the crypto.
Hey man, this is the banking industry. You don't have your people behind you hundreds of years. This is crypto. We don't believe you. You can put lipstick on a pig. I still see bacon, bro.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how you dress it up. That's what it is. And 24 billion being moved in Circle isn't honestly. I don't believe it, but it isn't really that impressive, honestly, because. They could just, like you said, trade it back and forth with themselves, and how will we really know? So, whatever, man.
Ryan Cooper said, I just bought some Bitcoin Ethereum using Coinbase Pro, trying a no-fees trick.
Well, trying to withdraw it is going to be the issue. So
right.
Good luck.
Sergeant Crypto says, shadow banning is in full effect. Yes, we understand.
We understand.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right. Yes, decentralized exchanges are needed for the masses. You already know it. What's going on, Cheryl Beloved?
Cheryl Beloved, how you doing? And I believe somebody on Facebook just had a question. What are your thoughts on tokens, long-term or short-term? And when will the bubble... Oh, I'm sorry. And if the bubble will burst? Well, with tokens, the different types of tokens, ICO tokens, I think that market is pretty much dead unless regulators step in on that, simply because accredited investors can't do it. Now you have different types of tokens like STOs that are coming. That's for stocks. And then, of course, you have the regular ERC20 tokens used for utility. So in the future, I believe they will have use case, but 99% of them are garbage. So be careful out there and find some good projects that you can stick with, and also that can't get 51% attacked.
It's funny.
It's a lot.
You said that the regular tokens are dead unless regulators step in. I mean, it's funny. They're telling you the ICO market, which was a market literally to crowdfund the entire world. Yeah. You're telling me a group of old people in some suits in 2 cities, New York and DC, are telling the entire world, or at least the entire United States, you're not allowed to go do an ICO. You're not allowed to crowdfund you're not allowed to receive money from the entire world anymore.
Yeah, you want to raise money?
Yeah, like if that's not the most gangster thing I've heard. Like literally a bunch of old dudes in suits in 2 cities are telling the entire country, no, y'all don't get to have any more money income. If any money comes in here, it goes through us. So I get it, but you know, I'm still hoping that there's a big enough project that says, no, we're going to do it our way anyway. Yeah.
But
we haven't seen it yet.
We live in an alternate reality, I swear.
Right.
Can't wait for the Anunnaki to come back.
Viewing from Brave. Tips coming, Kings. Thank you, Cheryl. We truly appreciate it.
We appreciate that. Definitely.
All right. U.S. retail giant overstock to use Bitcoin to pay its taxes in Ohio. We talked about this before. Ohio opened to the idea of people paying their taxes in Bitcoin, but it looks like retailer Overstock is actually going to do it now. What's going on with this story?
Yeah. Well, Overstock, if you remember, in 2014, they took the charge on actually letting you purchase goods with Bitcoin, which turned out great for them. And now they're taking the charge on paying their taxes in Bitcoin, because in Ohio, they've actually made it legal for you to pay your taxes, your business taxes, or part of your taxes in Bitcoin. So the good thing is Overstock is leading the charge. Their CEO has basically turned full crypto. And Patrick Byrne, who is the CEO, in my opinion, is one of the top 10 influencers. CoinDesk, you know, their list is garbage, but I would say Patrick Byrne would be on that. I put him in the top 10 simply because if you have a business as big as Overstock and you're big on crypto, it's hard for small businesses to look at that and say, you know, we can't do it because of risk. And it's like they have way more risk than you ever will for most people's small companies. So if they'll take it on and they can pay in taxes, it'll actually encourage small businesses to do the same. So good to see it from an adoption standpoint. Shout out to Overstock.
And they'll be paying what looks like it's called the commercial activity taxes with Bitcoin. This starts in February too, using the recently launched cryptocurrency tax platform, OhioCrypto.com.
That's crazy. OhioCrypto.com.
Let's bring this up.
Yeah. And you know what else is funny? Ohio State Treasurer Josh Mandel, he actually stated that they could go beyond Bitcoin and start accepting other cryptocurrencies. So if that happens, like we said before, Bitcoin is the beginning. Once people get used to it, the use case, sending it back and forth, how to actually, you know, ledger it out, smart contracts. Once all that stuff gets sort of to a base level, you know, other currencies will just be, oh yeah, we can use that one as well. Come on,
OhioCrypto.com.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I'm originally from Michigan, so if you're from Ohio and you take offense to this, it's even better. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I mean, I would love to see how it works out, because I mean, this is Ohio leading the way in a technological revolution. Essentially, that's what they're doing. Again, the whole paying for taxes already, and then you talk about using your crypto, something they didn't even believe in 2.5 years ago to pay. That's even more of a distasteful feeling. But it's pretty funny to see this basic website here. And honestly, the reason why I say all that is because I want to see if they get hacked. All right, I was trying to sugarcoat the best way I could. But
let's see what your security about.
An Ohio-led coalition for taxation of cryptocurrency. I want to see if they get hacked. Yeah. I just don't, honestly, I don't think they have the right people in there, the experts in there that know what they're talking about. I mean, I could be clueless. I haven't done any research now. And they could have like some of the top 3 to 5 people in crypto who know what they're doing. But, I mean, I'm interested to see it because, again, the government is great at creating these honeypots of information that attracts hackers. So I would love to see this process. But as you can see here, OhioCrypto.com, you can find your business, enter your Ohio tax account number. I mean, the kind of reason why I think the hack's going to happen is they got this read CAPTCHA here, and I don't even trust this at all. Like,
they're gonna find a way to get your money. You know I saw here too. They also have an Ohio Crypto meetup group. It's a membership group they have for you.
Oh, wow.
$400 a year. You get access to all the live events, private Facebook group, and additional crypto resources. So Ohio is really trying to get the crypto
this
crowd
is what's
going.
up. This is, and again, test bid is here in America already. If this works out, I can go to the federal level. But that's kind of my question too is, I guess they're only going to use it for state taxes. Okay, I get it. If they're only using state taxes, I guess it's not a big deal as far as the government. But it's going to be used. I mean, if this works out, and as you can see, there are going to be 23 taxes eligible for payment on OhioCrypto.com. I mean, OhioCrypto.com. I just really can't believe this. 911 wireless, cigarette, tobacco products, like we talked about, the commercial activity, consumer use, direct pay. You can see all this public utilities, sale tax, severance tax, municipal tax, electric. As you said, it's going to be multiple cryptocurrency. I mean, this is pretty cool to see them have it. But again, the whole point of taxation is crazy. They have wallets, Electrum wallet, Bitcoin Core wallet, Bitcoin.com wallet, BRD wallet, Bitcoin Cash wallet, Mycelium wallet. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
they're definitely going to get hacked in because I know that's what. So you're telling me you have, in the Ohio office right now, in the Ohio office, you have people, and here's the thing about how, in the Midwest in general, I'm not saying those people aren't there. They are there. It's great schools. I'm saying that usually in these states, our governments aren't the brightest in regards to hiring these people. They don't look forward to young people coming in with a lot of technological ideals. They rather just literally do it their own way. So I really don't believe that you have enough people staffed in there that know about crypto, that know about taxes, and know about all the APIs and the tech side of things to make this work without getting hacked. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, all you
got to do is hack the API. I'm just looking at it right now. So you just hack the state API, you're good to go. If you're going to try to hack them.
I mean, I was going to say, there are people who can hack stuff that have the security in place. They still get hacked. So, I mean, I would love nothing more. One of the funniest events, probably
to do crypto, a tax thing.
And it would be the funniest event in crypto history if they started collecting federal taxes in Bitcoin. People started actually paying it, and they got hacked, and all of the money that they got paid went to somebody who gave it all back to the people who paid taxes. That would be hilarious because it'd basically be a FU to the government, like, well, you can't accept crypto taxes because you will get hacked, or people are going to try so much you don't want to deal with it. So leave crypto alone. And once we get to that point, I think it'll be pretty soon, but it can't come soon enough, I swear.
But other than that, Josh Mando, Treasurer of Ohio, I do honestly, we gotta give this guy applause.
Oh, yeah. Give this man a good hand clap.
We say all that, but we're definitely gonna give you applause. You're
playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, we're playing devil's advocate, but you're leading the charge, and hopefully it works out. Again, if it does work out, good or bad, who cares? Because I'm trying to get like this next story here. Crypto shill John McAfee. I haven't filed a tax return in 8 years.
Oh, man.
So when you talk about taxes, McAfee is like, I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. And he's actually our Warrior of the Year. So in perfect timing, right after we just awarded him Warrior of the Year a few days ago, Crypto Bull John McAfee threw down the gauntlet to the U.S. IRS, Internal Revenue Service, and dared the agency to come after him for taxation or tax evasion. He's 73 years old. He confessed in a stunning tweet storm that he hasn't filed a tax return in 8 years. He explained, number one, which we try to always explain, taxation is illegal. For those who don't know history, this is part of the reason why we left the ruling of the UK, the Queen or the King, whoever it was at the time. It's because we were taxing. No taxation without representation. Exactly. Boston Tea Party, all this good stuff. Have you never heard of it? We became independent because we weren't going to pay taxes to the UK, and now we actually pay up to 40% of taxes in California. Funny how that happened. Number two, I paid tens of millions already and received jack shit in services. I can understand that as well. Right. I haven't paid that much, but I paid a lot, and I never get nothing back.
Don't feel like it.
He said, I'm done making money. Sure you are.
Yeah.
I live off of cash from McAfee Incorporated. My net income is negative. Yeah. That's how you do it when you're out crypto. You can make statements like I'm done making money and my net income is negative when you're living on crypto.
Yeah.
He claimed that he's a prime target for the IRS before finally challenging the agency to pursue him. He said, here I am. And one of the things we always say is, those are the things, and I hate to say this, and then like tomorrow he get arrested. I'm like, no. But this is one of the things we always say. We're like, look, the guy has money. He has his private security. When you have that, you can say, I'm not going to do this, and here I am.
Yeah.
Because our government isn't stupid. If anything, they're going to be like, look, send us $10 million and we'll call us even. But
yeah, and nobody will ever hear about it again.
Right.
But I'm going to be honest with you. The fact that he's doing this with his own private security team in his own private location doing it, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me why other small communities can't do it as a whole. You can get 1,000 strong people to say the same thing he just said, and
they couldn't do nothing about it. It's a bunch of people. It's a bunch of skinny people in suits. All right.
Yeah, it's a bunch of corny dudes in suits who use the arm of the law. Which, if you have them on your side, of course you can enforce it. But if not, if an IRS agent actually walked up to you and tried to take money from you, everybody watching this could beat them up and just be like, no. But you know, when you go through the legal process, all of a sudden.
Well, that's the problem is, you know, and this is on a whole different conversation, but just the fact that, you know, we kind of hit on this the last couple of times when we talked about this. It's literally you're being preached to, you know, nonviolent. You should do the right thing, follow the law, whatever. Even though it's, you know, unfair and unjust law, let's say the taxation, whatever, and you decide not to, then they will literally use the same mechanism of threats of violence or imprisonment, which is just as bad, if not worse, of violence, to take your money.
Yeah.
And John McAfee, in his tweet storm, he said, no one will F with the enormous power of the IRS. It emerged as an SS-like intimidation arm of the government during Prohibition, which is true. It came to a prohibition. Try to, you know, get some of these people like Al Capone. When drinking alcohol was a crime. Again, alcohol used to be illegal. Unable to buy legitimate alcohol from the public, relied on family stills from destroying stills, and now destroys us. And so, yeah, and I get it. And this is one of the things he said. He's basically saying he's attacking the IRS for the same reasons why we preach crypto, for your economic freedom, autonomy. Once you have that, then you can do a lot that you never imagined. But
yeah, and shout out to him for bringing that up, because when you really think about it, if we still are going by rules and have agencies that were created back when people were going to speakeasies, there's a problem. We should definitely have some sort of change. And I think he's correct. Federal taxation is illegal. I mean, there's no reason why you have to pay federal taxes according to, you know, his philosophy. However, you know, locally, I could see why you would need it, but federally, I have not seen in my lifetime the changes that would make me want to pay taxes, because most people hate it. If we were all able to get off work early, you were living good, everything was paid for, you didn't have to worry about anything, then maybe people would pay taxes, but that's not the case. So shout out to McAfee.
Yeah. And last but not least, he put this in perspective, which I love. He said, you know, the IRS, because he's like, I'm done trashing the SEC. Let's move on to IRS, the agency that takes from you an average of 3 months of your labor each year. I didn't even think about that. People, again, if you're in California, you can get up as high as to like 40%, all right?
Yeah.
Depending on whatever taxation class you're in. So when you think about that, 40%, 12 months, that's almost like you're creeping up on half
a year
of
gone.
half your labor on taxes.
Twice as hard for half.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And then Jizzy Mac asked us on thoughts on BitTorrent Tron token. Check out yesterday's episode. We talked about it yesterday. Yeah. So yeah, same, you know, wow. But this is why he's our warrior of the year. Somebody's finally, and again, people, this is the craziest thing about it. These are wealthy people trying to tell you this.
Yeah.
It's not some guy who, you know, who needs some food here tonight. These are people already with money who are trying to wake you up. So
yeah, if a homeless guy says, I ain't paying no taxes,
right?
Like, all right, whatever. But if somebody who has millions to lose says it, you should start listening more. That's what I would say.
Right. All right, Chile. Here's a story we talked about. I think it was almost a month or so last time we covered it, but we've been covering it. Anti-monopoly court rules to keep crypto exchanges' bank accounts open.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember, there was this whole ordeal going on in Chile where the exchanges their bank accounts were being shut down by the banks. They tried to go to court to get those accounts reopened, and the courts ruled with the banks, not to a surprise, saying that banks are private companies and they can open and close whatever accounts they want. Well, that same group of exchanges, cryptocurrency exchanges, went back to the court, but they went back to an anti-monopoly court where they were actually ruled in favor of, and that the banks should have to reopen the accounts. However, nothing has happened.
Thank you. Shout out to Chilean Supreme Court.
And again, this whole story is a big story because it sets the precedent. Everybody's going to look at, all right, private companies, can you say we can't have a bank account with you, or is this a monopoly thing, which we know is a monopoly thing. But the whole ordeal now that's going on is that neither court has basically respected the other's decision. Even though the resolution has been put out, nothing has been happened, or nothing has cleared up. The banks still haven't opened up the exchange accounts. So we're still at the same standstill, but just the fact that they have officially ruled on this is a step forward.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like you said, it sets a precedent. And whenever you have bank proceedings that are in favor of crypto, nobody's going to talk about it. It's not going to be in mainstream news.
Right, really.
We could talk about it and tell you all day, but even if we do that, most people are going to still think of the negative sides. But this is good because we can actually use the law to our advantage if we have the right lawyers in place. Because remember the argument from the guy saying that cryptocurrency is technically text. It's free speech. So if you think of crypto that way, all of these court proceedings should be thrown out or should be changed because there's no way you can get a bank account and then they just tell you, well, no more. So thankfully, Chile's Supreme Court made the right decision in my opinion.
Jizzy Max said Wesley, as in I'm assuming Wesley Snipes thought the same thing. That didn't end well.
Oh yeah, Wesley had some bad business.
That's true. But here's the thing: when it comes to that type of stuff, it all depends on what you're willing to put on the line for it. Yeah. If you're not willing to put nothing on the line, or if you tiptoeing back and forth, then it's not going to end well.
I'm gonna be honest. Wesley, his accountant kind of messed him up. Like it wasn't really how many famous people actually keep up with their money. So kind of that was one of those situations. Was like it's part him, part his accountant. He owed a couple million, but yeah, you're right. Wesley got caught up.
Who is the group of guys we were talking about that wouldn't give? I think the government was trying to take their land or something about a year or so ago.
Yeah,
and they stood off with the FBI.
The Bundy clan?
Whatever it was, it ended well for them. My point is, if you, they had the FBI at their doorstep with rifles drawn. They pulled out some rifles right back and was like, nah, it's still not happening.
Hey, so. Wesley pulled up with that blade sword.
That's my point. He would have came up with some stars. Too funny. Jamal J, welcome back. We actually talking about you the other day, Jamal J. We haven't seen you in forever.
Oh, yeah. We was just talking about What's up, bro?
Jamal J said, never thought of cryptography as text and free speech. Oh, for sure. It's just some straight numbers.
Yeah. Definitely a different way to think about it.
That's funny. Jamal J, they kept that story on the low. Yeah, you don't want that story on the front. Was it Killer 7? What was it called? Yeah. Or that was a movie. Yeah, whatever those people were who wouldn't give FBI up their land or wherever they came for. Like you said, they kept that story real.
We got punked by a bunch of regular people. Right. Oh, man.
Ohio is positioned for the collapse of the petrodollar, and with this legislation is going after the amassing of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. The fate of fiat currency is sealed. Donald Muhammad, I am with you on that.
Yeah.
Even this is kind of weird. They're even doing it at a state level. To me, it has a federal hand over. It's a federal footprint over that. I don't see the federal government, after everything that's going on right now with regulation, taxes, and all that. I do not see them allowing anyone. Any state to suddenly say, well, we'll take crypto taxes when the rest of the government hasn't agreed to it.
Yeah.
I think that Ohio is getting a blessing from the federal government, if anything, because of the location and because of how
a testing ground.
It is a testing ground. It's Ohio. It's under the radar. It's not gonna really mess in. Let us know how it works. But they're definitely getting a blessing because to me, it's just like the marijuana industry where you don't see a state that came out the blue by itself at first saying, all right, we're just gonna legalize it. I mean, how long did that take for the government? It was like, all right, and they got a blessing. So same deal.
Colorado was the one that got the blessing.
Right. So, same deal. I think they're getting a blessing from the federal government to see how this works. Because if it does work, then as Donald said, this is the collapse of the petrodollar. I think the collapse of the petrodollar is over here. I think they're prepping for the yuan. They know the Chinese yuan is on the rise and some of these other things. So like you said, they're trying to figure out how they can get the Bitcoin up.
Yeah.
And this is the test bed. So.
You are correct. The fate of fiat currencies is sealed. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And last but not least, great story here. Satoshi Nakamoto, mysterious Bitcoin creator, is the world's 44th most powerful person in finance.
Oh, yeah. Moving on up.
Right?
Hey, man.
What is up with this story?
If Satoshi really is AI or artificial intelligence, you know how crazy it is that we now have AI on our list of most powerful people in finance. So we're starting to officially recognize artificial intelligence as people. But some of the people on the list were Mark Zuckerberg, Kristalina Georgieva, and Paul Krugman, who I still don't know why they keep putting him on list. He's so wrong, so much, it's ridiculous. But Satoshi, he just keeps saying the same thing over and over. He was wrong about tech. He was wrong about Bitcoin. He's just been wrong. So Satoshi was 44th, and you know these lists are kind of arbitrary. There's a lot of politics that go into these lists. The fact that he's even on the list is big. It's definitely recognizable to big companies like IBM, Bank of America. MasterCard. So Satoshi's name is synonymous.
If you can beat out Anthony Scaramucci, then you're doing good. All right. I didn't know they got Scaramucci on there.
Beat out Scaramucci, but yeah, good for Nakamoto. And it is not Dorian Nakamoto, which is the picture they always throw up there. Satoshi is anonymous. Nobody knows if it's a person, a group of people, or if it's artificial intelligence from the CIA or NSA or whatever people say. Who cares? It works and it's here. So shout out to him.
Wow. I just realized, so this guy here, Bill Ackman, founder and CEO of Pershing Square Capital Management. I've never heard of this company before, but I'm realizing right now, is this Pershing Square that's named of downtown, like the downtown main part, Pershing Square?
Yeah.
Is it named after this guy's management company?
Hell of a real estate
Wow.
deal.
I got to read, what's his worth? I got to read worth more. I'm like, this guy owns downtown LA on the low.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
And of course, 44. Let me scroll. I'm over here learning about new people.
Only anonymous person on the whole list.
Wow, you have to love it.
And it has to be there because I think in the next few years, if Bitcoin does take over as a global reserve currency and we start to switch our thinking on money, Satoshi won't be out the top 10 for the rest of his life. I mean, honestly speaking, really. I mean, you can't leave somebody.
They got Sean Hannity above him?
Yeah, that's what I said. These lists are arbitrary, very political. Whoever wrote the list or whoever owns Worth.com.
Macron, president of France. How do you pronounce the last name?
Yeah, most of these people are worth.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, everything that's going on there. Merkel.
Haven't done anything.
Oh, yeah, all the same names.
Jamie Dimon is 12th.
Basically, everybody who's at the Bilderberg meeting.
Yeah, exactly. All these people, they took a vote. It's like, who you want to be first this year? All right, yeah, we'll give it to such and such.
There we go.
And, of course, it's Trump is number one. But it's crazy because, impact on the financial market, Putin is right there behind him.
And honestly, this is
take that as you will.
A U.S.-led publication because if you're talking about for worth, Putin should be up there. I mean, Putin has access to a lot of funding.
They should put Carlos from NY on there.
That's too funny. So here's the thing, when we talk about these regulations and stuff and opinions, just look at this. Like, look at all these. These are the people that are giving their heavy opinions and dictating the future of brand new technology. The same technology that, what was it? How old was Vitalik when he made Ethereum 17?
Yeah.
The same technology 17-year-olds are making are being told how they can do it, who they're allowed to receive money from, who are they allowed to give money to. All these within quote unquote legal frameworks. Literally, you look at this guy: Trump, Putin, Jinping, Fink. The top 10 people are over the age of 60.
Yeah, that's most of the list is.
Most of the list is over. Look at this. There's a bunch of old people.
And not just old; they have old way of thinking.
That's really my point.
Stuck in whatever it is, and plus, whoever really is running stuff isn't on this list. They not going to be in this paper.
Of course.
And whoever really has the money behind them is going to stay very anonymous. There's a few groups
of people I don't see on here.
Yeah, but most of these people, in my opinion, they're so scared of having their money or certain things taken away. They say what they're told to say, and that's how they get on this list.
Yeah. So my only issue is that it's again, it's not the age, it's the mentality. But they have that traditional mentality. All these people on this worth list are very wealthy in terms of fiat currency, and none of them want to see Bitcoin succeed. So when you look at this list, remember, these are the people who are literally the presidents of countries, the dictators of countries, the owners of banks, and they're all working together to make sure the one thing that doesn't arrive out of this is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Yeah. Which is why, again, we go back to Ohio, and it's like, all right, they definitely got the federal nod to go ahead and give this thing a try. So
you got it. Oh, yeah, John Siebert, Tracy will be there. Yeah, I think so. I think this list, if they start talking about financial industry and if Bitcoin is what I think it will be in the future, this list will have to have at least 10 or 15 people in our crypto community. Tracy Mayer will definitely be there. Andres Antonopoulos, I think. Some of the more mainstream Winklevoss brothers, Brian Armstrong, I think they all could make a case to be on this list. Nakamoto was on there simply because he created it. But as far as continuing the legacy and because it's mainstream, there's definitely going to be more Bitcoin people.
These are some very interesting. It's like basically the whole everybody in the EU and all the friends, all the leaders and bankers, a couple other main countries that even though we don't want them on this list, we can't kick them out.
Can't kick them out.
And then wow.
Oh yeah.
All right then. Well, with that, what are we doing for the free crypto coin day?
Oh yeah. So for our free crypto coin, Overstock, they have decided to pay partial taxes in Ohio. Do you think they should pay in Bitcoin? Do you think it will set a precedent for the future? Let us know what you think. Put your cryptic coin address and we'll send those free coins to you.
There we go. As always, have a happy Friday, folks. And we will see you all next week.
Next week, man.
Cheers.
Have a good one.